I want to start off talking about the expansion in demand for gaming equipment, because you guys make a lot of that. And I'm not sure investors are understanding it correctly. I've got the sense that maybe equipment that was for hardcore gamers 5 years ago has sort of moved into the mainstream. My boys put on gaming headsets because, like, they talk to friends while gaming. Like, I used to talk to friends on the phone while watching TV or with music in the background. Is that what you see happening? And are you shifting the way you design or plan products based on the shifts we're seeing culturally now?
God, John, you always impressed me. I mean, you opened with a direct bullseye on what's happening in the gaming market. It's gone from being for gamers to being for everybody. You know, the gaming is now the new playground. And so when you want to get together with your friends and talk, they're doing it in the context of video games. And that's a little hard for most parents to understand. And for a lot of us who don't play video games regularly, but that's basically taken this from being a kind of a niche in the basement, in the dark category, to a wide open, everybody's in, every gender, everything, everybody's on all the time, having a discussion, talking, laughing, playing, giving each other a hard time. It's just the way it is. And so, yes, absolutely, we've changed the way we think about designing products, and we're now designing for lifestyle, not just for competitive gaming.
So I'll watch them take a headset from an iPad to a PC to a PlayStation. What do you do differently to make sure that the momentum that Logitech saw during 2020 in the pandemic product-wise not only continues from here, but also margin continues because you've got the right kind of innovation that differentiates you?
The most important thing we can do, there is no substitute for staying very, very close to the customer. And our gaming group, I would say, has grown from being, largely, almost completely male, and the kind of the classic view of what you thought of as a gamer, 10 or 15 years ago, to very, very diverse and a much more broader group. And they're very close to the customers. And I think we're evolving, our team's evolving just as our products are evolving. And so I'm super excited about what we've got going there and the people we have working on. And I think you're going to see us come out with some really cool stuff. If you look at just some of the latest things we've done in gaming, they've been so much more fun. And some of the latest advertising we're doing is a lot more fun, too, a lot more diverse.
Bracken, good morning. I'm looking further out into the future. What happens to gaming equipment if people are experiencing games in a more immersive environment through a headset? Is there still room for the accessories that you make, or how are you looking at that shift? And, how urgent is it? Do you think that that is a long ways off when most people are gaming through headsets?
I think the whole idea of a metaverse and where's it going, whether it's gaming or work or play, is, we've done a lot of work in VR and AR over the last 5 or 6 years, and we can't seem to find something better than a mouse and keyboard for a lot of the applications that people are using and will use every day. So I think they're going to be very mainstream, and they're going to grow right through all of that change as it happens. I don't know how long it will take. Things seem to always take a little longer than you think when you're thinking long term, but it's going to happen. And so we're prepared for it. We're also in there experimenting with new forms and new things we could do there too. So, I'm actually view the metaverse and the opportunity there as one of the biggest opportunities in the company's history. It's going to create another big growth spurt for us.
Finally, Bracken, I'm seeing startups making webcams, which is not something I would have predicted I'd be seeing this decade, but thinking that they see through the pandemic some room to do webcams that have DSLR type quality, specifically for those who want to use that format. And there's more and more of us in the Zoom era. Are you seeing that? Is that something that you're sort of attuned to? Are you going to change the range and function of the webcams that Logitech offers to address that challenge?
I think one of the real markers for us when we know we're in a hot category is if there are a lot of startups operating in it. And there are, and it's really exciting. And I think that favors us, just because you can imagine that we have a lot of innovation horsepower, so we can put it against things like that. We don't usually disclose in advance, as you know, John, exactly what we're working on, but we've got a lot of cool things coming, not just in webcams, but everywhere. So I'm very optimistic about the future. And I think it does tell you, we've got 4 big mega trends we're focused on, video going everywhere. It is. People working from everywhere. They are. the rise of esports as the biggest participant in spectator sport in the world, which, as you said, is really now even more about play. And then just the continued growth of people streaming, creating content on their own, which is going to be bigger than all of those. And those are our 4 areas that we work in. So we're in these high growth areas, and we're going to innovate across all of them.